good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to Jamari's video, Kim Kardashian is horrible. I have no clue what this has to do with. I really don't keep up with them much. I don't know. Did something happen with Kanye or something? I don't know. Let's find out.
Story of the men who have fallen to the Kardashian empire. The list includes Bruce Jenner, Lamar Odom, and recently Kanye West, amongst many more.
You know, would y'all include Travis Scott in that? And the planes are coming back. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know what? You can't blame all. You just can't blame the Kardashians because you feel me. It was their choice to be with.
But few know the story of another man who alleges to have his life ruined by the Kardashians, the same family who will seemingly do anything for power, money, and social status. Today I'm here to tell you the story of David Libenson, who claims that Kim and her mother Kris stole his idea right from under his nose. And then they turned around and used this idea to make profits in the millions of dollars. This is how Kim Kardashian ruined his life. To truly understand this story, you have to go back to 2014. Isn't it hard to believe that that was almost a decade ago? Things were a lot different back then.
I don't think I realized that it was almost a decade ago. I was like, yeah, it's probably like, I don't know, 5 years. Like, I don't know. It's just like time isn't real to me, especially after Corona. That was just like 2 years like stolen from us, and like, I don't know. It just doesn't. Something's going on, personally. Like where time is just like, what the fuck? Like literally going to be 25 this year, and I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on. At the end of the year, I will be 25.
Specifically was really just beginning to hit its stride, and the idea of a social media influencer being something someone would seriously consider as a job was becoming more and more real by the day. In short, people of all ages were now spending more time than ever on their cell phones, and specifically on social media. And so at the time, the App Store might as well have been seen like the gold rush, as every app developer was trying to hit it big with the next Flappy Bird, or really any app where they could peddle ads or push microtransactions onto users. And this is where David comes in. He was an app developer who had helped create Sensorgram, an app that allowed users to add keywords, emojis, and phrases, and automatically remove unwanted comments left on their Instagram page.
We had a pretty large following on Instagram, and we were having a hard time keeping up with our own feed. So what we did was we created an app named Sensorgram. We put on the App Store to help manage unwanted spam and bullying, hate from any social media comment in your feeds.
Daniel claims that Kim was a big fan of this app, which would make sense considering celebrities would likely need automated comment moderation that Instagram did not yet have. Daniel claims that she was such a big fan, in fact, that she wanted to meet up with him to discuss a partnership that would make her the face of Sensorgram.
Kim called. We had a phone, I think it was like a 40-minute phone call, and discussed many things, like how she wanted to get involved with something against bullying.
And apparently that's exactly what they did. Daniel says they set up this meeting, and eventually after some time negotiating, agreed to a 60-40 split for Kim to represent the app. And he claims that during that meeting is when he pitched yet another idea that he coined as Kimoji, explaining that they loved the idea and were all in on a 50-50 split. The concept was basically emojis or emoticons that centered around Kim Kardashian and her likeness. You had Kris in there, you had Kanye, you had Bruce, and basically everything else going on within the Kim Kardashian universe. You really have to understand that at the time, the concept of emojis was still pretty novel, especially in the sense where you would use someone else's images to create these emoticons. And so Daniel says that both he and his business partners were elated by this meeting, as they felt like they had just struck gold, being that they would now be in partnership with one of the most famous people in the world, who was no stranger to selling her massive audience on various products. And it's crazy because it seemed like once they finally reached that peak of the mountaintop, this is when he says the nightmare actually began. Kim personally asked him if he had filed the trademark for Kimojis, and he says because they were using her likeness and image, he felt it would be appropriate to file the trademark together. And then a couple minutes after she allegedly confirmed that they had not filed this trademark, Daniel claims that Kim called him back demanding answers about who was Ryan and why was he spreading information about the business dealings that had been going on between the two parties, along with a couple of screenshots of text messages from his business partner that he had sent to an outside party, just basically saying that he was excited to work with the Kardashians. Basically, this guy Ryan had sent out a brag text, and whoever was on the receiving end of that text message was apparently very jealous and wanted to do everything that they can to disrupt this business deal. And that's exactly what happened, as these screenshots were apparently enough ammunition to really put the ball back into the Kardashian court.
A text message that apparently my partner Ryan had sent, supposed to have been private to one of his friends, made its way to Jonathan Chebin, and Kim kept that in her pocket, I guess, to use against us because it breached her privacy, she said, even though there was nothing harmful.
If they did not hand over the trademark for Kimoji, as well as the intellectual property for his other app Sensagram I mentioned earlier, which was already a small-scale success.
They sent their bulldog attorney after us to basically threaten to sue us for $5 million each and lose everything we had. I had a home. I was doing fairly well at the time. You know, I busted my butt to get what I had, and they threatened to sue us.
He then explains that his two business partners willingly signed over both Kimoji and Sensagram, all out of fear of losing everything and getting absolutely destroyed in court, all while he refused to sign. And to make a long story short, Daniel claims that Kim went on to make millions of dollars off of the Kimoji app over the next few years. When it initially launched, it was receiving over 9,000 downloads each second, meaning they were apparently making over $1 million a minute from this venture.
Do you use emojis?
She hates emojis.
No, I love emojis.
You told me.
You do? Well, it's a little dramatic for just an everyday text message situation.
If Kourtney Kardashian thought regular emojis were too much, then she's going to hate Kimojis. Yes, Kim-ojis. Kim Kardashian has launched her own emoji app.
All while Daniel went on to lose everything from his life savings to his house and even his family, as he claims he was put into hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt trying to take Kim Kardashian to court for both theft and fraud.
Yeah,
He
I
said,
ain't gonna lie. You should have. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would have been better just to take the L. Keep your shit. I mean, these planes are killing. They have been doing this shit since 9 a.m. If not earlier than that. Like it's almost 12. Anywho, I think he should have taken the L and just kept his shit because you not winning. It's certain people you just know you not. I don't know.
Says she also intervened with his patent he had filed for a process that is still apparently being used by Instagram till this day, as they ended up integrating a similar function to his app Sensagram into the actual Instagram interface. And the last thing he claims on his website is that this is not the first time Kim has been accused of these types of shady practices and playing bully ball with small businesses.
I've heard a lot about even Kylie. She the youngest one. Some shit she's done that's shady. They're just weird. The money is the top priority. It doesn't matter who they're exploiting. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not trying to sound bad. Is if them kids get older and they do some. You feel? I wouldn't be surprised. They're just odd. They're odd people, and I don't care how big they are. I wouldn't do a business venture with them at all.
And so now we fast forward to 9 years later, and this guy Daniel was homeless, he's living in his car, he lost his family, and in his own words, he has essentially had his entire life destroyed. And so now he's taken to the internet to really try and fight back, as he has really been trying to push this story into the mainstream atmosphere and has gone on this organic TikTok campaign.
What if she sues him for defamation? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like it's a never-ending process, like these planes.
Centered around his website, KimKardashianRuinedMyLife.com. That's where I got this information from, as he seeks to make his story known.
On top of it all, Kim and Chris kicked me while I was down and sent process servers to serve me with paperwork that I need to pay their legal fees, and they were like harassed me and my family. It was pretty brutal, the whole situation. But that's where it was left, and finally I had nothing to lose. So got to the point where I was living in my car, and I just decided, screw it, I'm gonna put a website together. I'm gonna explain everything in case I get hit by a bus and nobody knows the full story.
And on the site, he does include some screenshots of his apparent evidence. I mean, I'm sure he has to save a lot of it for the courtroom should it ever get there. And as of right now, guys, I'm really not here to pick any sides or say that he's right at all, but this does feel like something that Kim Kardashian at the very least should address. Because this guy is pretty much alleging that she essentially took his life's work, stole it, and then turned around and made massive profit off of it. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this whole situation.
I like I said, I don't want to sound like, I don't know. It could be fabricated. It could be true. I think it's true, just because of the history they got and the shit that they do on a regular. Like I said, there's so like, I get it if you're like a smaller company or whatever, and like you get a business offer or something. I think for one, you need to have like one like top tier lawyers like with you every step, so that people can't take advantage of you. But I also feel like you should see who you doing business with, and maybe just say no. Like, just say no. It's okay. We're doing well right now. This could be a great opportunity, but maybe it could be what the fuck just happened in this video. So I don't know. But I do think a lot of times if you are even a smaller creator or a business, you need to keep a lot of your ideas to yourself until it's legally bound to you and everything, and nobody can steal your idea. I think that is really important. But if they did this, they're fucked up. But they've done some other weird things, so I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I'll see y'all in the next one.